In this lecture, we're going to talk about the mid function, which is kind of like getting something that's in the middle, in the midsection of a string of text. So for example, we got the leftmost 6 characters of my name and the leftmost, or the rightmost 6 characters to get the last name. But what if we wanted to get the letter C for the middle initial? So here's how we're going to use the mid function, and we'll show you how to do it in VBA. So equals mid tab. And so the text is going to be still this cell here, comma. Now the starting number, this has 2 other parameters other than the text, as the other ones only had one other parameter, which is how many characters do you want. This one says, hey, before we grab, 6 characters in a row, or 1 character in this case, before we do that, what's the starting character we need to start on? Do we start on number 1 on the D for Daniel, or do we start on number 2? So for A, so where do we start and then how many? So in this case, if we want to get the middle initial for this string, we're not dynamically, but just we know off the top of our head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, space is 7, and then the actual character is starting on number 8. So I'm going to type 8, comma, and then how many number of characters do we want? Well, starting with the letter C here on character 8, we really just want 1. I just want that letter, the middle initial letter. So just 1. If I put 2, it would be C dot, but I just want 1 for the letter C. So it gives me the middle initial. And just to prove it to you, we'll change this starting on number 8, but 2 characters wide, it would be C dot. If I did 3, it would be C dot spacebar. If I did 4, it would be C dot spacebar S. You get the picture. So let's change this to 1. I just want the middle initial, no periods or anything like that. Now let's do the same thing in our Visual Basic code here. I'm just going to copy and paste the right and left. I'm going to call this the mid function. And so very similar to what we already did, we have the text in here from the left and right. We have the left, we have the right. Now let's do the mid. So I'll say M name, the middle name, or I could say middle initial, equals, and we're going to use the mid function. This is also built in. So my text is the variable that contains the full string. Now this just has the same parameters. So the starting, in this case, we were starting with the 8th character in the string, and the length we were going to use 1 character wide. So it's very similar to the worksheet function version. So if I go ahead and hit F8, we see that we've trapped the letter C into this variable called M initial. And that's pretty much it for the mid function.